हेलो यंग फ्रेंड्स। मैं ग्रुप कैप्टन ए के श्रीवास्तवा। यंग फ्रेंड्स, every subject has got its own instructional methodology. Why I'm saying so? Because one of my viewers has given me a suggestion, maybe in a form of a complaint, that, sir, on your videos, there are only theories. You don't give any examples. यानी मेरे वीडियोस में केवल थियरी ही थियरी है और कोई एग्जाम्पल भी मिलना चाहिए. लाइक लेट्स से some instructors, they give examples like model stories. फ्रेंड्स, अगर मैं आपको कोई एग्जाम्पल नहीं देता हूं तो उसके पीछे एक पर्पस है जो आज मैं इस वीडियो में एक्सप्लेन करूंगा. लेकिन उससे भी ज्यादा मुझे एक चीज के बारे में आपसे कहना है कि डू आई गिव रियली थियरीज. मेरा ख्याल है कि हम में से कुछ लोग इस चीज को थोड़ा रॉन्ग पर्सपेक्टिव में लेते हैं. जो मेरे वीडियोस की कंटेंट है, मैं इसके बारे में भी आपको बताऊंगा. यंग फ्रेंड्स, स्लाइड को देखिए एंड द हेडिंग इज व्हाट यू फाइंड इन माय वीडियोस एंड गाइडेंस प्रोग्राम्स एंड व्हाट यू विल नॉट. Young friends, I feel it is essential on my part to explain you what exactly is the content and what is the objective behind these contents. That means in my videos and in my guidance programs. Friends, after having a lot of time spent or experience gained in the field of selection, mentorship, instructions, training, I have come to a conclusion that most of the candidates, they are unable to reflect their personality in originality, and a lot of failures can be attributed not because the candidates are lacking the talent or the merit. It is because they are misrepresenting their personality, though having sufficient knowledge, skills, motivation to join the armed forces in the cadre of officers. So, friends, some time back, maybe last year or so, when I launched this channel, I launched with a purpose. Or purpose kya tha? To give the masses, to give the environment the authentic knowledge about the SSB as a system, and particularly about the psych technique, its test and the tools. मुझे लगता है कि most of the candidates, they have understood my purpose. Most of my viewers, they have understood my purpose. And after viewing these videos or after going through my programs, they come out almost universally with one conclusion: sir, your videos, they are the myth breakers. We were carrying in our mind a lot of misconceptions about the SSBs as a system, and particularly about this psych technique. Friends, this is a question which you must understand, and I must explain you what you get in my videos. Do I give theories? No. What I give you is just not the theory. In fact, if I start giving you the theories, it will be much more confusing. For example, जैसे मैं अपनी TAT में कहता हूं कि the psychologist projects you 3 types of pictures. Some of the pictures, they have got either the suggestion of some stress, some emergency. Some of the pictures, they have got directly in the picture itself, some stress or emergency is there, while in many pictures, it is not so. The theoretical background behind this is a concept in psychology. We call it as the press. And the press is of two types, alpha press and beta press. Now, those people who have been following me on this channel, you'd support my idea that in none of my videos I have used the word alpha press and beta press. This theoretical aspect has been explained to you in its application form, that is, the types of pictures projected by the psychologist. So please allow me to refute this that I give you theories. I don't give you theories. I definitely base my content and the presentation on solid theoretical background because I'm a student of psychology. Okay. So let me explain it to you. What I give it to you, as I've told you, that I give you not the theory, but the theoretical aspect in an applied form. That's one. And if at all, I'm not giving you any model stories or model response, this again is with a purpose. Young friends, as I have told you a couple of minutes before, that the suggestion had come from one of my viewers that examples must be given. Friends, remember, I don't give you the examples, I'm repeating it. I don't give any model stories, any model response because it has got its own harms. But first, let's see, what do I give? I consider you, friends, a learner. And as a learner of Ssb psychological test and how to give your responses in the psychological test, you need to be given a broader picture. Friends, I feel it very strongly that the environment and the ecosystem of Ssb training today, which is dominated by the training academies and some self-styled mentors, they have given you a set of beliefs. Presently, everybody's mind is full of the very same idea, that is the OLQs, the positive approach, the model answers. Friends, let me tell you, as a learner, you need not parrot the OLQs. You need not be given only the OLQs, the number, their in which group they are. As far as the positive approach is concerned, this is merely a kind of the mental hygiene point of view, which in any case you must be having, you should be having in any profession, right? Friend, there are many qualities in the list of OLQs. They are so very difficult to comprehend and they appear intangible besides not presenting the total personality of a military officer. Let me give the example of my first point. They're so difficult to comprehend. Friends, refer the third factor, the factor of social influence, or in simple words, the leadership factor. And in that, there is a quality called initiative. Now tell me, what is initiative? Ask yourself. And even I have asked a number of people, quite hundreds of the people. And there is hardly any unanimity as far as the quality of initiative is concerned. Many people, they take it as the first step. No, it is not. Many people take it as the reaction time. The earliest a person originates an action is called as initiative. No, sir. If you ask a true professional, he will say that initiative is your quality to originate an action in the absence of any order or command. Now, how many people they know initiative this way? So what I mean to say that there are many qualities that are so difficult to comprehend. There is no unanimity as far as their concept is concerned, and they appear sometimes intangible. It is very, very difficult to explain them and test them by a certain technique. Now, here I give an example of liveliness. The psych technique is finding it very, very difficult to test your liveliness. Another thing is, friends, if you become I'm sorry, I stand corrected. If you become OLQ conscious, then every time your mind remains loaded with the OLQs, the concept of OLQs, the one which have been given, in the training academies or by the self-styled mentors. What you must be response conscious, and not this way that in this response a particular type of quality is to be reflected or manifested. You must give your responses according to the instructions given by the psychologist. Okay. Another thing, friends, that the personality of a leader in crisis or a military officer includes a plethora of qualities, the qualities which definitely are much, much beyond the scope of testing. For example, friends, there is a quality, humor, sense of humor. In fact, there is a book by Brigadier Nazareth, The Psychology of Military Humor. Read that book. You will find sense of humor is one such a quality which is very, very essential for a leader who is operating in the stressful situation. But now ask yourself and ask your mentors, does the quality of sense of humor anywhere figure in 15 OLQs? Not at all. Another thing is, let's say the energy. Your physical and mental energy, again, is one such an important quality. But this quality can be inferred only indirectly. You cannot make a conscious response to make yourself appear like an energetic person. Friends, I hope now you are getting my point. I'm trying to say that do not expect me to toe the conventional line. Do not expect the same OLQs and the positive approach and the model stories appear either in my videos or in my guidance program. What I give in that case, if I don't include the OLQs, positive approach and the model answers, then what I give? Now here, pay attention. I give you a broader picture. In the previous slide, you have seen that the OLQs are the concern or the viewpoint of an assessor. You must first acquire the personality of a military officer, which is much, much beyond the list of OLQs. Two of the qualities I mentioned a couple of minutes back. That is your energy and your sense of humor. There are multiple qualities, friends, which are the part of a military officer's personality, but they do not figure in the scheme of your testing because it is difficult to test them. One can only infer about these qualities. Okay. Friends, remember, you can see in the slide, OLQs are merely the subset of the general personality of a military officer. OLQs are just finite, just 15 in number, but the general personality and the qualities, the psychological aspect, the social aspect, the socio-cultural aspect, the value system, your upbringing, all these things, they become the part of the personality of a military officer. OLQs are only those qualities which have been considered bare minimum for testing. Young friends, please remember that the OLQs are very, very finite. Your integrity, for that matter, is a part of your general personality, and it is not figuring anywhere. And let me tell you, for integrity, again, it is merely the inference. So please understand that there's no point being OLQ conscious. First, acquire the personality of a warrior. Your OLQs will automatically be reflecting in your responses. Friends, when an instructor gives you a model story or a model response, I'm afraid model responses and the model stories, etc., they harm your prospects in the long run very badly. How? Let me explain it to you with certain points in the next slide. Look at this slide, friends, carefully, how the examples or model responses harm your prospect. So first thing, friends, remember that whenever you take the model answers or the example stories, etc., what happens? Your creativity suffers. See, as far as the model answers are concerned, if you take it only for development of your concept, it's fine. But grant me my experience, friends. What happens? The content of the model answers is absorbed by the students and they reproduce it. Please remember that as far as the content is concerned, it has to be your own. But more often than not, the students or the learners, they start depending on the content of the model answer or model stories. The same stories are given to number of students, and these people start aping and reproducing. Remember that the selection boards, they are concerned about the responses that you have created on the spot rather than those responses which you have learned and retained and memorized. I repeat, only the created responses on the spot, they are the actual input for assessment of your personality, because remember, its extension, its application will be seen in the battlefield. In the battlefield, depending on the repeated ideas, friends, can be catastrophic. Remember, friends, that while you are preparing for SSB, particularly for the psychological technique, you must understand the difference between the muscular skills and the cognitive behavior. You are learning here the cognitive behavior, the intellectual behavior in which your own analysis, evaluation, and creativity, that will be, that is supposed to be active. Yes, if the instructor gives you examples in a field where the muscular training, muscular skills are being, for example, let us say, Instructor tells you how to drive a car. Here, your body, the actions are required, and you must imitate the way instructor is doing. But there are many fields wherein your own capabilities, they must come into play. Imagination, for that matter, it cannot be imitated from the responses of an instructor or a resource person. Okay. Your own abilities, they will be navigating you through the various situations. Okay. The same technique, it has been observed and proven. The same technique doesn't have the equal effect. Let us say if the instructor tells you how to make a story, let us say he has given you an example also. But it is a fact that the same technique is not being effective on most of the people. Only some people, they are benefited, right? But the biggest thing, friends, is the similarity versus difference. And I feel that it needs to be, explained to you what is similarity and what is the difference. Actually, friends, whenever you are creative, whenever you are writing or doing something of your own, it is unique. What happens if the instructor gives an example and the same example is taken by multiple students, which these people are doing nowadays? Psychologist table is already filled with such type of responses. Let us say a story. In one of the pictures for boys, normally you see, very often you see, there's a young man educated, there's a rural background, there are a few people appearing to be villagers, they're squatting on the ground, and the young man seems to be giving some talk to them or interacting. There's some interaction going on. Once upon a time, in one of the guidebooks, it appeared that the young man is an educated, modern, and an urban agricultural scientist, and he is giving some lecture educating the villagers about the modern methods of cultivation, agriculture. Now, when this idea has come, it has thrilled the people so much that for years together, whenever the candidates encountered this picture, they started writing about the modern methods of cultivation being educated by that young man. We as the psychologist, we got sick of this repetition. I hope you are getting my point. This is the biggest harm of giving you the model answers or the model stories or model responses. Almost every candidate picks up nowadays today. Today is the world of a very fast growing, the information technology. Nothing remains secret. If one idea has been discussed in one of the coaching academies, it spreads like wildfire. And within 48 hours, most of the people, they come to know about that idea. And within 48 hours, then the same ideas are reproduced in different selection boards. And just after after one batch, the psychologist starts feeling that this idea is an imitated idea. It is a retained idea. It doesn't have any originality. So friends, I'm leaving it to you whether you need a model story or whether you need a broader picture. I give you a broader picture which is related with the job profile and the qualities which are needed in a military officer, which are much, much beyond the scope of, I won't say the scope, I'll say it is much beyond the limitations of the OLQs. OLQs are very finite, very, very limited thing. Instead of taking OLQs only as the qualities which are related with the personality of a military officer, friends, it's better you do further research, read the war books, read the various operations, try to find out very, very broad, picture of a military officer's qualities. Friends, before I sign off today, I'd like to tell you that the second batch of October will be starting from 21st. Those who have missed the bus as far as the first batch is concerned, for them, the registration is open. You can take the screenshot of this slide and you can contact me on these numbers. Friends, मैं Group Captain A.K. Srivastava. For authentic knowledge about SSB as a system, its tests and tools are concerned, please visit my YouTube channel. Handle is mentioned here. Like, subscribe, share, recommend contents to those people who actually need them. Have a nice day. Thanks for your patience. God bless you.